So maybe the hottest return man in the nation, Caden Weegan, took a punt back 2 weeks ago, took a kick back to open the game last week at Rutgers. Away we go in Iowa City. Terrell Washington gets the start. Not much off the left side. And no Jazian Patterson here, their leading rusher here today. Second down 9 for Gronowski. Batted down and picked off. Isaiah Jones, linebacker start for the first time. Got his hand on it right there. Amari Farrell with the pick. Roman Hemby, the tailback, quick flip outside and some space for Omar Cooper. And that's enough space to pick up a first down. Right back to the air, to the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana! Omar Cooper with 6.
And the answer is, of course, it's early. 2 passes, but nobody close. Great technique in throwing the football. Nice and soft. Ball spins, easy to catch.
Perfect complimentary start for Indiana. 2 plays in, they produce the turnover. Second offensive play is a touchdown toss.
Paul, you know what that tells me?
Yeah.
He's really good. The receivers can get open, and the scheme that Mike Shanahan, the offensive coordinators, is giving them.
Gronowski has the most rushing attempts for the Hawkeyes this season. Didn't carry it on that first drive. Moulton. A second time that left side has given them nothing. No gain. A defense looking awfully good. There is their leader, Aiden Fisher, back-to-back 100 tackle seasons. Gronowski on second down. Downfield. First down, Hawkeyes.
I'll talk about it after this play, what I think.
They got a little room there. Try the ground game again, and it has not found any success yet. Tyreek Tucker.
Well, you said it right. This front four, they can get in the backfield fast, and they all can move. Good athletes.
Gronowski on the move. Checks it down.
He got in the groove, and now the players and the coaches see who he really is, and they want to see it displayed, of course, here again today against Indiana.
Just saw D'Angelo Pons, they're all Big Ten corner on the sideline. We'll see if they go after number 10. Well protected, middle shot. Boy, that was right through the hands
by Iowa so far.
Indiana blocked a punt last week. They get this one off. Reese Dakin. And a fair catch called for on the 15-yard line by Jonathan Brady. Now they'll try Hemby. Iowa's front 7 there to greet him, but a nice gain there. Good fight at the end for a pickup of 6. Second down 4. Here comes the blitz. Picked up. Still looking. And you don't see that very often. 4-man rush. In trouble. Sacked!
Can they find a way to pressure the quarterback? And that was a really good start for this Iowa defense, and of course Aaron Graves.
18th consecutive start, makes a big play. Punt is away. Caden Weegan, last home game, took one back. Tries the edge, got there, and Iowa fakes to Moulton. Tosses, complete. Pays off that time to set up first down and 10. In the backfield, the team that leads the nation in tackles for loss has another, and respected as the top defensive back in that group. Little end around, get it to Weegan. Hesitation works, and the spin helps out a little too. Third down and 7. Here comes a blitz. Got it out, completes, and this will be close. And Stevens, with a little draw, has it right down the middle.
That's a great job by Illinois hanging in there.
Drew Stevens just kicked a 40-yard field goal for the Hawkeyes to make it 7-3. Fair catch. Kirk Ferentz gesturing on the sidelines here. And whistles blow. Referee this afternoon is Greg Blum. They back up the Hoosiers 5 yards. Phil Parker likes that. Kurt Signetti does not. Second with a punt. Kalon Black He finds some room off that right side, still rolling. He's in his 5th. Right back up the middle. Not as much that time.
It gives Iowa just a little more faith.
Iowa's defense came through on the last 3rd down. This time it's 3rd and 2. Up the middle. Late effort, got him close all the time. 1st and 10. Quickly, Cooper, he has 3 catches. Couple of quick cuts. Himby, the tailback, wrapped up in the backfield. To the air, slant, incomplete. Through the hands of Sarratt.
He was physical at the start, he stayed right with it.
Mitch McCarthy. Oh, he's not going to let Caden Weegan bring that one back. And number 11, Indiana, right now leading Iowa 7-3. And Gronowski, the quarterback for the Hawkeyes, off to a 5 out of 7 start. Hands off this time. McNeil, true freshman, pushes the pile forward.
Hey, they'll just design more plays for him because of what we saw last week.
Quick slant, 2nd time he's had it, one batted down.
Always blame the offensive lineman, though.
Never a bad idea.
Yeah.
To the air, linebacker blitz. 1st down, Hawkeyes. 3rd time they've thrown that right over the middle to Vanami.
Well, I think the speed of that defense would be one detriment where I wouldn't want to do it as much.
Blitz again, they run right into it. And Moulton finds his way to 3 yards.
I'll tell you, it was really good meeting. You could tell he was feeling good about what he did the week before, and it hoped to transfer to today's game.
Throws again, 2nd down out of the backfield. Nice tackle out there in the flat. 1st quarter coming to a close here on 3rd down and 5. Good pocket, and another completion. 1st down, Iowa.
It's a different feeling when you're behind, trying to play on offense or defense.
Empty backfield, Gronowski. Big hit right when he got it to Vanami. See Iowa's pass offense right there. Or Indiana's pass defense has been stingy like the rest of it. Fake to Weegan, inside. And a good finish there just across the 50-yard line. Bring 4. Gronowski to the sideline. Right on the money to Dayton Howard. His 1st catch, especially early in the game. 1st down, right up the middle. Kamari Moulton. Couple of tight ends in the game. No surprise for Iowa. Uh-oh. In the backfield, dropping him. See if they can get inside of field goal territory now for Stevens, who does have a big leg. And around. Cut back. Just got that one away. Well done. As Indiana sets up inside their own 5. Kaylon Black gets him a little bit of room out. 2nd down, 4 to the sideline. 1st down. 1st down. And that's Elijah Sarratt with his 1st grab. That feeling changes. Right back to the air. Mendoza, sideline. Got a wide open man. Big hitter to E.J. Williams.
We talked about it in the open. He can make all the throws.
Kaylon Black. Himby now the tailback. Give it to him off the right side. He did a nice job of avoiding a loss there. They go with the toss sweep. Himby on the early cutback, got that one done. Moves the change that time. 1st down toss. Look at that protection. Omar Cooper. Incomplete. Himby. Boy, just burst through a little gap. Tripped up in the backfield. Don't think he got there. Right up the middle. Didn't get there. On homecoming weekend. Kamari Moulton. And And that counts as success for the Iowa run game.
Yeah, and your boy Phil Parker, defensive coordinator, not afraid, that's for sure.
The blitz comes and they run right by the back. If they go with the pass.
And they got faith in the quarterback.
He's completed his last 6. That's his last 7. First down, Iowa. And he said he's just now feeling a part and understanding of this offense. He's hit 8 consecutive. That's Sam Phillips.
Great.
Working out well so far. This time he's in trouble, and that's his first carry today. Defense has stepped up. Offense has found a little bit of success. Right back to the air. Caden Weegan. Going to keep it himself. And find very close to a first down.
And you got 3 big dudes inside. Can you win that battle?
There's the sneak and a little push. There, good push. The assist from Washington, the back. And with that, they get the first down, Phil. And they also now are outgaining Indiana in this first half. To the left side, big hole. Moulton inside the 10. Back to Moulton. Reaches down to the 3. Gronowski to keep. Close. Inside the 1. Clock ticking. Now the ruling.
Yeah, they had to go in and make sure he still had the football. I thought he made it, the initial look.
Late call on the touchdown, and Iowa has the lead.
Boy, this has been, after the interception, Paul, it's all gone their way. They're running the football just a little. The throwing by Gronowski.
Further video review.
11 plays, 73 yards, 5+ minutes off the clock. Since playing in the college football playoff last year in South Bend.
You and I talked about this all week long, though. With Gronowski as the quarterback, we expect to see a different Iowa football team on offense.
Now they go with the draw. And a decent gain to Himby. Boy, he kept it going. Wow. Clock moving again. Now Mendoza to throw. Sideline, right on the money to Sarratt. His career long is 41. Snap, hold. And he just snuck that one in there. He only allowed 1 return last week when he was kicking off seemingly every couple of minutes against Illinois. They just go with the squib. Iowa scoops it up. And bring it out to the 40, and that's how the first half will come to an end.
But, you know, we just got to stay with it. It's going to be a tough game, hard game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Caroline, coach, thank you. Run game begins for Indiana in a big way. Roman Himby.
But this Indiana team, very talented. You got to be ready to go out there and fight again.
Showing a lot of pace into the air. A short completion across the 45-yard line to pick up 5. Mendoza, quick toss to the right side. Himby. Well, he made something out of nothing there. Impressive effort. Mendoza, quickly. Sarratt. First down, Hoosiers. Certainly run it with a high level of efficiency in Bloomington.
They almost changed my mind.
RPO equals a run that time. That time it's Kalon Black, and what a 1-2 combo they have with Himby and Black. Linebacker blitz, picked up over the middle. Almost intercepted by Deshaun Lee. 7th play of this opening drive of the second half finds Indiana facing 3rd and 4. Pocket. Boy, just dumped the ball out, had it knocked down. They called that a fumble and a loss of 7 yards. Punt is away. And Weegan, fair catch on the 10.
Than he did early in the year. And we said it before the game. The Rutgers game was a big boost to his confidence, and he shows it today.
They start out with their bread and butter for a nice gain off the right tackle, and has been again today.
Tell the offensive line's winning a few battles against this defensive front of Indiana.
That's what they were hoping for yesterday. Breaking tackles is Moulton and finding the edge for a first down. Fake it to Moulton this time. Gronowski avoids. And he avoided that tackle for loss and picks up 3 in the second half. This time to pass. Checks it down through the hands. Linebacker blitz. Gronowski. Well, he just skipped it that time to Jacob Gill.
Yeah.
Reese taken. Got one blocked. They got a piece of it. Second week in a row, the Hoosiers get their hands on a punt. Fernando Mendoza loved the result. First down and 10 on their own 43. Reverse to Cooper. Escapes trouble.
Awesome in the first half, and they're off to a good start here in the second.
Boy, based off of what we saw the first 4 games from the Indiana offense, didn't think we'd look at Fernando Mendoza with only 101 passing yards right now. In trouble. Little behind and drops. Indiana 1 out of 3, converting their last 3/3. Sideline shot. Too much for Williams.
What a stand by the defense. That was nice for them. That time they had what they wanted. Indiana one-on-one to the outside and did not make it work.
Phil Parker's defense showing itself very well, giving up just a touchdown and a field goal so far.
I know we've said his name a few times today, but we have to, just because I said, man, when you get done coaching, you need to stand up act. It was to the point, very direct, and I'm sure his players must love him.
Boy, that's a shanked punt. They just do not want to give Weegan a chance to return. Especially with temperature in the 80s, the blue skies, and a tie game against the nation's 11th ranked team. Kamari Moulton didn't quite get the edge. Well done by the perimeter of that Hoosier defense. And they pick up 3, and we've talked about the time of possession. We do have an injured Hawkeye on the field. Moulton remains the tailback. Gronowski to toss, sets up a screen. Little patience and good blocking. Receiver corps will get out there and block. 1st and 10. For a one-handed effort there by Sam Phillips. That's a catch. He's got 4 grabs today, and that was the most impressive.
Yeah, I'd say anytime you catch it one-handed, it's pretty impressive. You're right. Got control.
McNeil now the tailback. Low snap. Gronowski just tries to salvage. Try it through the air. Double pump. Big hits and a catch from Jacob Gill. Hawks just barely on their side of the field.
Big first down, though, for the Hawks.
Keep the ball, keep that clock moving. Up the middle. And a handful more. Kamari Moulton remains the tailback. Give it to him again. Well, that's a good tackle. Linebacker blitz. Over the middle, tips and incomplete. Jamari Sharp, the corner, well done.
Yeah, very well done. Well, he did go over the back as I watched it there in replay. What do you think, Paul? Yes or no?
I say let him play.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And so they get the incompletion 1, and they also get the clock to stop. Iowa's punt team comes out. That time they got it away. The last one, they got a piece of it. It takes an Indiana bounce, and the Hawks down it just inside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, the big thing is don't be impatient. Just keep playing the way you are.
Kalon Black Wrapped up at the 15.
You know what I mean, Paul? You can't panic as a quarterback or a coach and think, no, hey, the game is what it is. So just play it this style and try to make that 1 or 2 plays is going to be the difference maybe in this game.
Watching those highlights of Mendoza so far, Phil, one of the things I noticed, all that pressure they're getting on him, they're not bringing exotic blitzes. It's the front four getting that.
Man, when you can do that against these wide receivers in this offense, of course, more guys in coverage.
Going to keep it himself. And gets out to the 17-yard line that time. Gains 5. And they have been in these key 3rd and medium to 3rd and short so many times today.
Yeah, Brian Allen that time got in there. But, yes, again, nobody open. Zone coverage. 7 people in pass defense. And nowhere for Mendoza to throw the ball.
They've converted less than half the time on 3rd down today. This time they need 6. Here comes a blitz. Boy, he's got lots of room to go. Picks up a 1st down. Late flag comes in from the defensive backfield.
Holding. Defense number 3. 10-yard penalty automatic. 1st down.
Goes against Jalen Watson, the corner.
Yep, man-to-man coverage in the back. Now nobody watching the quarterback, and Mendoza does a good job knowing where to go for the 1st down.
And Curt Cignetti told Caroline at halftime, we just need our offense to stay on the field longer. That's what they do that time to keep this drive moving as we approach 2 minutes left in the 3rd. Quickly. Out of bounds at the 42 is Jonathan Brady. Played with Mendoza at Cal last year. Picks up 3.
Holding. Offense number 19. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Himby, another flag comes down.
Yeah, the movement by the defensive line made one of the offensive linemen just time to go, and it was too early.
False start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
It's against left tackle Carter Smith. That is the loudest part of the stadium. Student section right on top of him. The left tackle 65 with the early start. Backs him up even more. Himby, big gain up the middle.
Blitz.
Draw, stacked up, lost the ball. And let's see who comes up with it. Looks like Indiana got back on it. Harrell got home with that blitz.
Jaden Harrell, yes, on the blitz. Just caught him. Iowa's really thinking about this game, everything about it, and talking to the Iowa coaches. I did not expect them to be blitzing as much as they are. And I'm sure it caught Indiana off guard a little bit, but we've seen enough to know that now they're in a pattern. You're going to see it.
The clock winds down here in this 3rd quarter with Indiana facing 3rd down and 15. And they're just going to let it run down and talk about this play. See if he can come up with an All-American kind of play here on 3rd and 15. Stands in, going to keep it himself, and there he goes. Knocked out of bounds right as he got there. Xavier Wampa arrived with authority. And now we've got extracurriculars and a flag.
That hit looked legal to me. It looked like he was still in bounds, Mendoza, so.
Based on time expiring in the 2nd quarter.
Right, here comes the call, Reg.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. That penalty was accepted. It's 4th down. By rule, the quarter is not extended. This is the end of the 3rd quarter.
Nobody helping him out.
But 4th and 1, drilled in the backfield. Got close. I don't think he got there.
No, he didn't. I think he lost yards.
Loss of 1. Second time Iowa has stood up
And
on 4th
Tringer.
and short.
And Tringer got the hit, and the wide receivers were upset, jumping off the field because there were one-on-ones with 2 of them, and I'm sure it was an RPO. He had that option.
And Cohen Intringer, the safety, once again, the second time we've seen that.
Boy, what a second
call.
half he's had.
Boy, against the team that leads the nation in tackles for loss, that's Iowa's 6th tackle for loss. They're second on 4th and short, and the offense takes over on the Hoosier 47. Fake to McNeil. Gronowski going low on the 36. Jacob Gill got it. Chains move.
Good job. Did he get his hands underneath it?
Well, they run the play right away, so they can't review it. But just before the play was snapped, whistles blow.
Prior to the snap, replay notified the crew that the previous play is under further video review.
All right, Reggie Smith, after a quiet first half, we welcome you back in here. And we'll take a look here again at a play that was called complete to Jacob Gill, but the ball was awfully close to the ground.
And you're absolutely right, Paul. The receiver gets his hands under it. But what's hard to tell from this low end zone angle is whether the tip of that ball hits the ground.
Here we go.
After review, the ruling as a completed pass is upheld. It's first down.
Give to McNeil. Hoosier defense there to greet him. Loss of 1. Isaiah Jones, the first one.
It's like that play, an outside zone play. You hear that term all the time, but it takes so long. The athletes up front get penetration and they stop it. I mean, very seldom has this play really had a good gain or been consistent. This is what it's consistently been. A lot of guys making a tackle.
Sideline, Weegan, well played by the Hoosiers on the edge. Back-to-back losses there. That's a loss of 2. Linebacker Aiden Fisher was there. Well, they have done their best to get the ball to Weegan as the Indiana special teams have done what they can to avoid getting it to him. On the kickoff, Kirk Ferentz telling us yesterday, key to the game, it's not offense or defense, it's this idea of making Indiana uncomfortable in the second half, and something they haven't been so far because of how well they played through the first 4. And now they face 3rd and 13, 4-man rush. Gronowski, you got a race for it, and won't get there to the 35 that he's made from beyond 50. Snap and hold are good. And so we'll keep an eye on the Hawkeye sideline to see what direction they go at quarterback.
Or offense, what I say.
Himby with a gap off the left side, just tripped up. And he picks up 7. Cornerback Deshaun Lee made the stop.
That was a huge gain if he got by Lee, that's for sure.
And so this offense that came in averaging over 50 points per game, over 500 yards of offense per game, down 3, and Mark Gronowski is inside that set on the Iowa sideline. Fake to Himby, and Mendoza spins out, and he picks up a Hoosier first.
Tight coverage on the outside.
Mendoza, and he just fires that one away.
There's no foul for linemen downfield. The quarterback is legally throwing the ball away.
Linebacker blitz. Mendoza drilled and put it right on the money. What a strike to Elijah Sarratt.
go out, but they were too late. What a
Highly
throw.
impressive gain at 29. Keeps it himself and got a handful there off the left side. Give him a 3-yard gain.
Another blitz.
Looking. Out of the backfield finds Himby. Big hit. Physicality delivered that time. The cornerback T.J. Hall. Through the air. Sideline. Nowhere near Omar Cooper. Snap and hold are good. The kick is up. And that is money right down the middle. On the last series was helped off the field, went right to the 10. Looks like he's ready to come back, but with some protection on that left knee.
Yep, he just got over or feeling 100% with the labrum tear in his right shoulder. I'm sure he's going, oh my gosh. But up to now, he's played well. I expect, yeah, he's coming back in.
Yep, Gronowski coming back in. So let's take a peek back at the play to where he got hurt.
Watch the left leg right here. Plant. Oh, and it goes inside. Man.
It looks like Gronowski is not going in. He kind of okey-doke, stays on the sideline. So the backup, Hank Brown, comes in. Out of Nashville, he played at Auburn last year. Did make 2 starts at Auburn early in the season. This year he's played in a couple of games, but it's been in mop-up time. 6 out of 8 in blowouts. Most significant time right now is a Hawkeye. Hands off, little gap off the left side, and a first down. Kamari Moulton. Lewis Moore eventually made the stop, but not before he got 13.
Yeah, Kamari Moulton is just, they found the hot hand, that's for sure, in him today. But the D offensive line just gave him a running lane to get out there and pick up those yards.
You see what Hank Brown has done in those 2 games, 6 out of 8, but they came when the game was out of hand against Albany and UMass. It has not been in a tight situation yet this season. Right back to Moulton. Good tackle as he got to the line of scrimmage. Okay, so Gronowski looked like he was coming in. That was a gain of 1. Wheeler made the stop, so Gronowski right to the pike. Again, the brace on the left knee is new after that last play of the final series. Helmet remains on, and we'll keep our eyes on him.
Trying to stay loose. Maybe he can get it to where it feels. If you ride that bike enough, get enough blood in that knee, that you feel good enough to go back in the game.
Bolton is out. McNeil now the tailback. First time to pass for Brown. Weegin cuts back. There he goes. Iowa's fastest wideout picks up a first down.
What a play.
19-yard gain.
Yeah, Paul, what a play, though. The boot to the right side, then throw it all the way back across the field. Watch how far this throw has to go. Roll to the right. Throw almost to the sideline. And boy, number 70, Bo Stevens, he got a great block out there.
Mentioned his 2 starts he made last year at Auburn. 1 came against Arkansas, so he has been in a real game, an in-conference game. But that was last September. Toss sweep. Cutback doesn't amount so much for Nathan McNeil. Clock continues to tick inside of 8 minutes. Tyreek Tucker makes the stop. No gain.
Yeah, you know, you and I were talking just a little bit, and, you know, they seem like to be having more success against this really good defensive front of Indiana. And I think it comes down to this. It's a lot of plays that the Indiana defense is being out there with, the runs, trying to stop them. And sooner or later, Iowa, this is their kind of game. They can wear you down.
Bolton's been the lead back with 70 yards rushing, switches from left to right. Brown against the blitz, double pumps, and down to the 38-yard line. Important because it's a gain of 4. Now they're within comfort zone of Drew Stevens.
Well, you know, let me tell you, you talked about Mr. Brown back here, and they're going to throw a little move over the middle. Pressure went sidearm. Well, what a change of direction with his arm to get this completion. But really what I'm thinking of, Paul, boy, is that dangerous. In the middle, throwing his sidearm like that, not seeing everything. But it worked out well for Brown.
Drew Stevens ready to come in. He's 2 for 2 today. 3rd down and 7. Brown Over the middle. Tipped. Intercepted. Lewis Moore.
Aiden Fisher did an awesome job, too, on that play to cause the interception.
Himby right up the middle. You combine what we're seeing here, Phil, and that's a tie game. A little over 6 minutes left with the conversation about Indiana this week, and that's the fact that Fernando Mendoza was the leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy. I know it's late September, but that's how he vaulted after the last game. A lot of good moments coming up here for him to show that in the last 6 minutes.
Yeah, you know, listen, this is one of those games you fight your way through it.
Second down, 5. Himby stretches out to the 31, picks up 3.
But, you know, Paul, to just answer your question, you know, looking at Fernando Mendoza, nothing I've seen here today makes me change my mind a lot who he is and where he's going to go. I mean, I see a lot of things. Hey, he moves pretty well. I see a very strong arm. By and large, a good decision maker for the whole year. And today, hey, who are you playing? Where are you playing? Oh, Iowa. Yeah, that's a pretty tough place to go out and just star in the game.
Third down, they need 2. Looking and delivers. Sarratt kept his feet. All Big Ten wide receiver making a big play, setting them up inside of Iowa territory.
Well, that's what they haven't had in today's game. A throw, a catch, and run after the catch for good yards. But boy, Mendoza, watch this throw here. Wow, just rips it. Sarratt said he didn't know what hurt more, the tackle or the catch.
Nice job of keeping his feet. Little extra run after the catch got him 25. K-Long Black now the tailback. Hit in the backfield, got back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Max Llewellyn makes the play.
Oh, man, just right around. Good job, Llewellyn.
Now to the air. Mendoza. Flag is down as he throws. Incomplete. And we'll check in on the penalty that's lying on the 46-yard line.
Holding. Offense. Number 8. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That was huge as Indiana was creeping into field goal territory.
Let's see, number 6 come in there. Yep, Tim has been back there all day. Zach Lutmer just causing the pressure that leads to the hold.
Mendoza right now 11 out of 18 for a $160 and facing second down 20. Gives to Black, finds a hole and got a little back up to the 46-yard line, 8-yard gain to bring up third down.
It's Wampa on the tackle.
Third down and 12 for the team that made the biggest jump in the rankings this week. Indiana all tied with Iowa here in Iowa City as we approach the 3-minute mark.
Oh, wow, safety
Here comes
blitz
a
from way
blitz.
back.
Mendoza, middle, intercepted. Zach Lutmer. And he's got blockers.
Boy, good timing. Hit him. Oh, and he has to, when he falls back, boy, he makes a really strong throw, but it's just too high. And what a great job catching the interception and the run afterwards.
Hank Brown remains the quarterback for Iowa the second series and dragging tacklers for a good gain.
Really deep down what they did think.
Kamari Moulton, 17 carries, 75 yards, just to the left of Brown. Bad snap, he gets it, drilled in the backfield, and goes down to the 25-yard line. Oh, they will throw. Brown, screen, and he missed him.
That's big.
Clock stops.
All right, don't get cocky, because you might have guessed it. If they throw one, it's going to be a screen. But what it did, though, it didn't get to the 2-minute warning.
5 at the 24.
Clock stops, 2:05, all tied. Drew Stevens comes out. 2 for 2 already today. He's made from 40 and from 54 yards out. This from 42 to give Iowa a 3-point lead. Snap and hold are good. The kick is up. And he missed it. Drew Stevens pulled it, and we remain tied at 13. Draw. Not a lot there. Mendoza, sideline, got him. Big gain down to the 48-yard line. Elijah Sarratt, his top target, gets 25.
What a throw, what a route. Watch Sept. Outside, he knows the football. He's covered, so he looks for the back shoulder, makes the catch, and what a throw by Mendoza.
Quickly, Cooper off his fingertips. 2nd and 10, clock stops, 1:41 left.
What would you say, Paul? That last throw and catch by Mendoza would be the throw of the day for him.
Boy, he's had some candidates here with people in his face here throwing the ball downfield.
Yeah, that time he had good protection, nobody in front, and he could really put it exactly where he wanted it. And it was
just saw Nico
perfect
Radicic
throw.
on the sideline, 2 for 2 today from 46 and 44 yards out. Here comes a blitz. Mendoza in his face, threw it away. Just got that one off. 1:36 left, 3rd and 10.
So the defensive coordinator for the Iowa Hawkeyes, Phil Parker, he has got a lot of stuff up his sleeve. That time, just a terrific blitz. No way they could pick it up, and Mendoza, lucky that he didn't throw it where it could be intercepted.
Boy, they have turned up the heat in the second half with linebacker and safety and corner blitzes.
Yeah.
Much more than they did in the first.
And you said it right. He is taking, yeah, they got in his face, but he's taking some big hits.
Need to get to the 39 here on 3rd and 10. Slant, a run, and there he goes. Elijah Sarratt, touchdown Indiana. Third and 10 leads to the touchdown for Elijah Sarratt. Extra point gives Indiana a 7-point lead with $1:28 left.
Well, this is all out. Everybody on the blitz. One-on-one coverage in the backfield. Sarratt. Did he also say that, you know, sometimes he just throws it too hard?
Threw it right on the money that time. They come through for each other. They had no timeouts left.
Is what you count on.
Iowa does have all 3 timeouts left. Brown looking. Gets rid of it. Another blitz. Brown near the 30-yard line. Short completion. They get 5. Again, Iowa cannot stop the clock. Von Nami, the tight end. Pardon me, Iowa has all 3 timeouts left. It's Indiana with no timeouts. Hawkeyes hanging on to them. Another completion out to the 40. This time it's Phillips.
Wow, Sam Phillips, that was a nice catch. That football, Brown can throw it, so he gets an opportunity. He can get it down the field for a big completion. All 3 in their pocket. Brown, well protected.
Back across the middle, almost a catch. Fingertips of Jacob Gill. 44 seconds left.
Yep, Jacob Gill in a good position.
Only bring 3. Brown. And a completion just inside the 50. Hawks do have those 3 timeouts. They're hustling up to the ball.
Great job by Dayton Howard just coming back for the catch.
Clock ticking. 35. Brown. Okay, clock stops now with 31 seconds left. It's back up to the last completion, Phil. His best play yet.
Yeah, it really was. Going down the field. And then here comes the football. Oh, man, yes, run. 2 guys making the going for it.
Dayton Howard with that catch. Iowa now working inside of Indiana territory. Brown. It was hit right as he released it. Incomplete. Ball touched the ground. Isaiah Jones claiming he has it.
Incomplete pass. It's 3rd down.
24 seconds left. Brings up 3rd down. It is for Brown. Sideline. Now miscommunication as Dayton Howard just continued down the field. 4-man rush. Brown, middle, incomplete. Turnover on downs.
That was the play you've been looking for.
Fernando Mendoza will take a knee. And the team that took apart Illinois last weekend will escape Iowa City with a 7-point win. Last time they had the ball, finds Sarratt, breaks the tackle, and off he goes. And they take a knee.
Watch it.
And Iowa could stop it again. On the road was a
Game
thriller.
clock operator, please put 3 seconds on the game clock. 3 seconds. Timeout Iowa, their 3rd and final.
Herm Edwards ran for a touchdown.
Not the Meadowlands here, so final seconds will tick off. And Mendoza going to give up points there.
It's really going to hurt his stats running the football.
Indiana's rush yardage will be worse for that final play.
Plays a safety. The game is over.
So he had to take 3 seconds off the clock because it was 4th down.
Yeah.
And he just decided to keep it going there and run through the end zone. And a win is a win. Indiana comes to Iowa City and perseveres 20-15.